View against all unbelief. I'm here ready and waiting. Where are all the naysayers? Come on. I'm waiting for you. Where are they? See, a lot of people like to shoot their mouths off in the chat, but they don't want to come up here and oppose the defense of the Christian worldview. Why does God have to be triune and not, for instance, fortune? Why? Because if you read the book by Brant Bosserman about the doctrine of the Trinity, is because when you take one person away or you add one, it introduces ontological incoherencies. Okay, that's why. Read Brant Bosserman's book. He does an absolute tour de force defense of why the Trinity is true and why adding one more God or taking a one away where you have a binity, it results in incoherency. Okay. So, for example, each person is in a relation with the second person within the third personal context of the third. If you start to add more than that, you then have two persons in relationship within an abstraction of a group rather than something that's concrete. Are the Gospels of the Tay the same as the original manuscripts? For the most part, except for a few insignificant what's the word I'm on to look for? I don't know why it's not coming to me. Textual variants that have they don't undermine any of the fundamental doctrines of the faith. Well, come on up, Neil. Defend your statement. Yeah, we get a lot of drive-by dopes who shoot their mouth off, but they don't have the courage to come in. Well, Big Chungus, come on up and explain how the God of the Bible is not worthy of all worship. Come on up. I'd love to hear this. This will be super genius. Come on up, Big Chungus. Waiting for you. So, how is a perfect being not worthy of all devotion and worship?
I don't believe any intelligence is worthy of devotion or worship. I believe if we have true free will, we should get the decision of who we worship or not, and whether
that was just a mess. What you just said.
Whether we're stuck with
so first of all, hold on a second. Hold on a second. You said even if Christianity were proven, I still wouldn't believe God isn't worthy of worship. So, but now you're changing your tune to the Christian God doesn't exist. Well, I'm asking you to defend what you wrote. So you're saying that were the Christian God to be true, he still wouldn't be worthy of worship. So do you understand what your responsibility here is?
Well, you got to remember I'm speaking hypothetically. Like me, myself,
no, sir,
yes, I do believe that.
Stop dodging. I am asking you to defend your statement. You have come up on stage, which is commendable, but now you're running away from defending your statement. Now,
okay.
So please defend your statement that the Christian God, being of all perfection, is unworthy of worship.
Okay. So first, I believe that definition of perfection of him is subjective.
No.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Stop right there. No, you're not understanding. You're still running away. You're changing the subject.
Man, if I can't say more than 10 words,
even if Christianity were proven, what we're talking about is that the revelation of the Christian God is true. Therefore, it would be objective. You're then responding to it that were it to be objectively proven, you're baiting and switching again. Do you know what the Mott and Bailey fallacy is?
No, hit me with it.
Okay, Mott and Bailey fallacy is where you start off with a much stronger position that you advance. But then when you're called on the table to defend it, you switch it to another proposition which is similar to or is related to the first proposition that's easier to defend. You're changing the subject from the Christianity being objectively true to now it being subjective. So that's the second time you're not defending your statement.
Well, and I think in my statement I said, even if Christianity was proven, not if it was objectively true. Now I understand
if
one
it's
of your
proven,
fundamentals
if it's
is
proven,
that it's objectively true.
Yeah, Chungus, this is embarrassing talking with you people.
Bro,
Okay?
chill out for a minute.
If it is proven,
have a good faith
look,
conversation.
dude, listen to me. I don't want to have to kick and block you from my stream. All right, right now you're just being argumentative with me rather than conversing with me. You keep on changing. You're not defending. If it's proven, then it goes hand in hand that it's objectively grounded. Okay? Now stop baiting and switching. So explain to me, were the Christian God to be shown to be true, why he would be unworthy of worship? I want to hear this.
I just believe no intelligence is worthy of worship.
Okay, that you're just repeating the same claim.
What answer could I even provide to you? Do you understand?
I'm
the
waiting
circular
for
thing
you
here
to
of-
defend your claim.
You're kind of not letting me, my man.
No, I am letting you, because every time you open up your mouth to answer and defend your statement in the chat, you then bait and switch.
So, I'm going to lay it out here, okay? So
The Christian God is not worthy of worship because
he is not worthy of worship because the principles he lays down are at their core. I'm trying to think how to say it.
Can you get closer to your microphone, please?
Oh, I'm sorry. My phone's kind of got a clogged up mic a little bit. Apologies. There we go. See, okay. Maybe I misstated in the way I meant to say it.
Oh, no, you were very clear. So now you're backpedaling.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Let me read back to you what you wrote. Even if Christianity were proven, I still, and I think you missed a word, wouldn't believe God is worthy of worship. That's a pretty clear statement.
I mean, there are some caveats that go to that. Because when I say that, I mean...
Caveats?
You understand from my perspective...
Did you say caveats?
Did you say from my perspective, I never...
Did you say... Hold on a second. Did you say caveats?
Yes.
No, it's caveat.
Apologies. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay?
But you got to understand from my perspective, I will never believe...
No, you're still not addressing the issue. You're still not addressing the issue.
Well, you have to understand my perspective before
We're starting off with the premise that the Christian God is real and that he's entirely perfect as he reveals. Now, you're saying he wouldn't be worthy of worship. You need to defend that statement you made in the text.
Because I don't believe any intelligence should have a say over another intelligence.
And and by what authority do you lay that out? And how is that true and obligatory?
By God's, that would be true free will.
No, you're not understanding. Wow, you guys are very slow. Are you making an objective or a relativistic statement?
I don't think when it comes to deities you can make any type of objective statement.
No, when you say that nobody should be worshipped, okay, even including a perfect God. Now, is that declaration an objective one or relativistic?
Well, of course it can't be objective. Like by definition.
Okay, so then it's relativistic?
Yeah, I said it.
Good. Then all you're just simply saying is, then what you're just telling us is just so you're just saying, oh, I believe it. So what?
Welcome to Christian faith.
Okay, and so how is your belief not a figment of your own imagination?
How is Christianity not?
You're dodging the question.
No, I'm using analogies. Or analogy.
Okay, this is what you people do. When I bring you people up on stage, and those few of you who do come up, right, and I begin to question you as to your own assertion, right, you bait and switch, you pull the Mott and Bailey fallacy, right, and then you go into bickering mode when I'm questioning you, okay? You're just bickering with me right now. Now,
dude, for my first sentence, you were just
your statement that you wouldn't worship let me go back to the statement again so I can quote you accurately here. You said,
if Christianity was proven, I wouldn't believe in it.
No, that's not what you said. Okay, you said he still wouldn't be worthy of worship. Now, is that a relativistic pronouncement?
Yes. Why does
okay,
that matter?
Good. Then it has no force. There's nothing objective or obligatory about it. You're not saying it's true. You're just saying this is the way I think. Well, of course, a sinful rebel against God would want to think that God isn't worthy of the worship because you're in a state of rebellion. Okay?
I would say intellectual freedom, but we can...
intellectual freedom based upon what? Where'd you get this jurisdiction from?
Where did God get it?
Okay, because he's God.
Okay, and I'm one of his creations.
That's right.
Okay.
You see, this is how convoluted your thinking is. You keep on making relativistic statements, pretending that they're objective determinations. Do you realize you're doing that?
Yeah, but you got to realize we're talking about belief systems where...
Did you just say, yeah, but?
Let me finish.
Did you just say, yeah, but?
I'm not even out of breath of my sentence.
Did you say, yeah, but?
Yeah, I used
the word
but.
So you're agreeing with me. Let me get this straight. So you're agreeing with me that everything that's coming out of your mouth with respect... Did you not just agree that everything coming out of your mouth with respect to the Christian worldview, the perfection of the God of the Bible, that everything you say is relativistic? Did you not just agree to that?
Absolutely, as is what you were saying.
Therefore, your assertion has no authority to it whatsoever. There's no objective truth about that at all. It's entirely relativistic.
Can you prove that your assertions are objective?
Yes.
Hit me with it.
Okay, so are you now conceding that? Hold on one second. Let me just remove this person.
I would say I'm.
Are you now conceding that everything that you assert is therefore relativistic and therefore meaningless?
I believe everything all of us are saying are meaningless.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, good. So therefore, you just lost.
To you, because you believe what you say.
No, you're not understanding this, Chungus. You just checkmated yourself. Do you realize that?
Well, to you, you think that because
no, you're not understanding.
I lost the main point.
You said all statements are meaningless. Do you understand Do you understand that to make such a statement is to contradict itself?
Well, when I had originally said all statements about
you know what? I'm done with you because every time I respond to you, you keep on responding in this insane, convoluted way. You pretend like you're cogently responding to what I'm saying, but you're not. You just said all statements are meaningless. Does that include everything you say?
All theist statements, dumbass.
Oh, okay, good. So all theists are meaningless. Okay.
All talks about theism. Religion,
oh, okay. Deity. So how are they without meaning?
Have you seen the evidence? Have you seen the evidence?
So here's the problem. Okay, you are conflating that you are invoking that you're in a state of incredulity as a foundation to say that theistic statements are not objective.
Define incredulity.
You don't know what incredulity is.
Let's not play that game, man. Come on. I'm good faith. I'm just asking. That's all I'm doing.
Incredulity means that you're invoking that you're unconvinced. Okay? So here's the problem. While standing on the platform of incredulity, you're pronouncing that theistic statements are without meaning or objectivity. But you see, the foundation that you're standing on in order to make that statement, there's nothing there. Saying that you're unconvinced is not an objective rebuttal to the meaning and objectivity of theistic statements. So your position basically boils down to this. Nuh-uh, bro. Okay, nuh-uh, bro is not a rebuttal to the objectivity and meaningfulness of theistic statements. So, for example, suppose I make the statement, the triune God has clearly and unambiguously revealed himself through the entirety of creation, in that creation exemplifies ultimate design and intentionality with the impossibility of its rational denial. You simply speaking on top of or out of a state of incredulity is not a defeater or a falsifier for what I just said, is it?
It's not, but I
Good,
would...
game over. You just screwed yourself. You just you just checkmated yourself.
Your stance is saying anybody
Do you
who
realize
is
you just
on the
checkmated
fence
yourself? Are
can't
you
make
an
any
honest
statements?
enough human being to realize you just admitted to your own defeat?
If we're playing by just your rules,
No,
yeah.
sir.
But
Do you
in good
realize?
faith, definitely
Do you
not.
realize
Like,
you're by your own admittance? Okay. See, this is what I have to deal with people like you.
is this all you do?
What I have to deal with people like you.
Is this all you do?
Your statement that I just made, right? Did I make a theistic statement? We're waiting for Big Chungus. He probably has a phone call.
No.
Okay, so let's go through this slowly and please don't bicker with me like teenagers at the cafeteria table. I just made meaningful and objective theistic statement.
What makes it objective, though?
You're not listening to. Do you know what the word putative? What does the word putative means?
All right, now you actually got me to fucking blank.
So you don't know what that word
No,
means?
I do. I believe me, I've used it before. You're catching me in like the dumbest blank ever.
Okay,
right?
good. So when I say I made a putative objective and it to you from my perspective that it is meaningful and objective, you said
that's kind
that
of
all
all
right, you know what? If you keep on interrupting like a little
man, we can't even have a conversation.
Goodbye.
Anytime I talk, you kick
You're
me.
a total failure. You're a total failure as a defender of skepticism because you just screwed yourself. You admitted that all theistic statements are without meaning, including that they cannot be objective. But you say that by virtue, okay, of incredulity, which you admitted to.